The Lyari Expressway is a multi-million-dollar project built along the Lyari River. It is along this very river that the first men and women came to settle and make the city we know as the thronging metropolis of Karachi, home to 17 million. This is Lyari River now. This streaming body of water is 50 kilometers long and is one of two rivers of Karachi. From what we know, the first communities of Karachiites were fisherfolk who came to live here in the 19th century. Right until the 1950s, that's only 60 years ago, it sustained the original families and their later generations with its clean water and plenitude of marine life. Now, the river is the main contributor to close to 1 billion liters of raw sewage that enters the Arabian Sea every year. As you drive along, the air is toxic, the smell burning your nose and bringing water to your eyes. Some of that is caused by the high levels of ammonia in the river due to laundry activities, but also because of heavy metals in the river, only euphemistically called a river as it is a pure combination of industrial and municipal waste. The untreated industrial waste dumped into the water comes from a large number of industries, which include textile mills, leather tanneries, pharmaceuticals, refineries, petrochemicals, chemical, paper and pulp, engineering works, and thermal power stations. 3/5 of this waste comes from textile mills, including leather tanneries in the neighboring industrial area of site. Heavy metals found in the Lyari River include arsenic, magnesium, manganese, nickel, lead, chromium, cadmium, and zinc. While small measures of these elements are necessary for our health, exposure to large amounts of any of these may cause acute or chronic poisoning. Allergies are not uncommon, and repeated long-term exposure may even cause Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, cancer, and birth defects. Less severe effects can be diarrhea and cholera, but then the World Health Organization says that about 30% of deaths in Pakistan are due to waterborne diseases like diarrhea. 10 years ago, environmentalists recommended the upgrade of the existing sewage treatment plant at Karachi and other coastal areas to treat the sewage and industrial wastes water. Plans for 4 such plants were announced in 2010. 16.5 kilometers long, the Lyari Expressway is a drive of 12 minutes. The original cost of the project was 5.1 billion rupees. It is now estimated at 12 billion rupees. Launched in 2002, it was meant to be finished by 2004. We are now in 2011. The same amount of money would have created a mass transit plan for the entire city. At the moment, there is no such facility for the people of Karachi. The same 12 billion rupees could also have been spent to set up at least 7 sewage treatment plants. The project was to connect Maripur Road with the superhighway. It aimed to consist of 4 lanes on both sides with 2 interchanges, 5 overpasses and 5 underpasses. 2 lanes were to be constructed on either bank of the Lyari River. The construction of this massive project required the demolition of 15,000 housing units and the displacement of 24,400 families living along the Lyari River. That's about 100,000 people. Some say the largest urban demolition project for road making in the world. During the period of shifting, about 20% lived in the rubble of their demolished homes. Until February of this year, the displaced were still awaiting their due compensation. The government had only given out a quarter of what had been promised by the regime of General Pervez Musharraf. Families that were supposedly resettled have next to no schools, no water, no gas. They are living in worse conditions than you can see in this video. Many left to settle in the slums of the area, slums like Machar Colony, home to 700,000. The slums of Lyari, known for its gang wars, drug trading, armed trafficking, prostitution rings, and regular gunfights. The Lyari Expressway built 2 high walls on either side of a river that runs through the heart of Karachi, cutting across the length of a city already divided. While it was termed as beneficial to the public, it in fact only profited contracting agencies, developers, builders, consulting firms, and the city government. As any urban planner would tell you, the sad truth is that after all that, the Lyari Expressway does not even solve the traffic problems of Karachi.